1932 in radio. The year 1932 saw a number of significant happenings in radio broadcasting history. Events: 8 January, Pittsburgh radio activist and Catholic priest, Father Cox, and his army of unemployed men return home after a protest march on Depression-era Washington, District of Columbia. 15 February, Clara, Lou and M, generally regarded as the first daytime network soap opera, debuts in its morning time slot over the Blue Network of NBC Radio in the United States, having originally been a late evening program. 1 March, both NBC and CBS go to Hopewell, New Jersey to provide live coverage of the Lindbergh kidnapping. 7 March was transmission of Finnish Illes Radio's daily morning diversions program. 24 March, a radio variety show is broadcast from a moving train for the first time when Belle Baker hosts a show on a train traveling around the New York area. It is broadcast on the New York City station WOBC. She talks first about the weather, then about local news regarding hometowns or stations of the train with the radio. 14 May, the BBC broadcasts its last programs from the Savoy Hill Studios in London. 15 May, the BBC moves into its new headquarters, Broadcasting House in London. 26 May, the Canadian Radio Broadcasting Act is passed, providing for the establishment of the Canadian Radio Broadcasting Commission. 1 July, following nationalisation of the Australian Broadcasting Company, the Australian Prime Minister, Joseph Lyons, officially inaugurates transmissions from the 12 stations of the Australian Broadcasting Commission, forerunner of today's Australian Broadcasting Corporation. 29 September, Radio PTT Nord broadcasts from a balloon flying at a height of 2,300 meters above Lille, France. 20 October, CBS Radio returns WGSV modern-day WFED in Alexandria, Virginia to the air after a 3-month period of silence. CBS has purchased the station from namesake chain South France, citing the heavy connections existing behind the scenes with Vance and the Ku Klux Klan. It has operated and programmed WGSV since 1929, unintentionally making CBS a proxy with the Klan. In addition, WGSV has also moved from Mount Vernon, Virginia to the aforementioned Washington, District of Columbia suburb. 30 November, the BBC begins a series of radio broadcasts to mark the 75th birthday of Sir Edward Elgar. 19 December, the BBC Empire Service, ancestor of the BBC World Service, begins international broadcasting from a shortwave facility at its Daventry transmitting station in England. 25 December, the first royal Christmas message is broadcast on the BBC Empire Service by King George V from Sandringham House. A text has been written by Rudyard Kipling. Undated, the founder of WJBR-AM, Vladimir Jensen, sells the station to the Manship family. Debuts: 4 January, the Carnation Contented IO debuts on NBC Red Network. 4 January, Reading, Pennsylvania, begins broadcasting on 830 kHz with 1 kW per daytime only. 12 January, The Ed Sullivan Show debuts on CBS. 15 February, George Burns and Gracie Allen become regulars on The Guy Lombardo Show on CBS. 29 March, Jack Benny is heard on the radio for the first time on Ed Sullivan Show. 2 May, the Jack Benny program debuts on the NBC Blue Network. 29 June, the comedy serial Vic and Sade debuts on NBC Blue Network. 12 September, Tarzan of the Apes debuts on WOR and in syndication. 5 October, The Adventures of Captain Diamond debuts on NBC Blue Network. 10 October, Shandu the Magician debuts on KHJ, Los Angeles. 10 October, Betty and Bob debuts on the Blue Network. 23 October, Fred Allen's first radio program, The Linnet Bath Club Review, debuts on CBS. 30 October, Bring Em Back Alive debuts on NBC. 6 November, Manhattan Merry-Go-Round debuts on NBC. 7 November, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century debuts on CBS. 8 November, Presenting Al Jolson debuts on NBC. 2 December, Charlie Chan debuts on the Blue Network. Closings: 30 April, Alice Joy, The Dream Singer, ends its run on Network Radio NBC. 25 May, Coca-Cola Top Notchers ends its run on Network Radio NBC Red. 28 May, The Camel Quarter Hour ends its run on Network Radio CBS. 18 August, The Ed Sullivan Show ends its run on CBS. Unaided Herald Teen ends its run on WGN Chicago, Illinois. Births: 19 January, George Macbeth, Scottish-born poet and radio poetry producer, died 1992. 27 April, Casey Kasem, American radio personality, best known as host of the nationally syndicated countdown show American Top 40, died 2014. 13. Gianni Boncompagni, Italian broadcast presenter, died 2017. 16. Augusto Ispan, American disc jockey, died 2022. 13. September Dick Brown, American National Radio Hall of Fame and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Top 40 and Oldies disc jockey. 9. December Morton Downey, Jr., controversial and influential American broadcast talk show host of the 1980s, pioneer of the trash talk show format, died 2001.